So game 5, probably the worst to not be in immediately when it's live. There was no delay, though, and here we are. This has been an amazing series, and I hope we can conclude it here. There's a chance I'll miss the final games, but we'll get there if we get there. We've got Rubenstock flank playing as the Goths. In the yellow, we've got Valis playing as the Magyars. In the purple, we have the Macs playing as the Franks. And then in the orange, we have Byzantines for Veleza. Blue Slam playing as the Goths. Green, Hera playing as the Magyars. Teal, Mentalist playing Khmer. And then, last but not least, we have Byzantines for Chris. So we have Magyars and Byzantines and Goths for both. It's just the Franks and the Khmer, the differentiators here. On this map, there's no gold in the middle, guys. It's very different, so pay attention. You've got double berry bushes. You've got some stone. To get gold, you get to the outer ring. So usually players want to lumber camp the outside. I've noticed Hera has not done that. Now, Hera is going to be set up to go scouts in the middle. That's a team thing. If he needs gold, he could always leave through his teammates' sides in theory. But I've seen this map before. Not in this tournament, but many other tournaments. It's not a new map. It is one of my favorites. I've never fully agreed with not lumber camping the outside. But there's a lot more trees here, and it can lead to more efficiency, and more efficiency can lead to more scouts, and that's what Hera wants. So if there's a world where Hera's done really well in the middle, that's great. If there's a world where Hera's doing well, and then, oh crap, I have no gold, this is not so good. Every single player other than Hera has lumber camped the outside. Actually, no. Chris is not going to either. They're going for the efficient lumber camps, I guess. Now, Khmer can be kind of fun because your villagers can hop in and out of houses. So if you do get attacked, you can save yourself. So maybe Mentalist will use this house kind of like a gate. But yeah, normally you see that walled up. But I foresee the Byzantines making a lot of trash units. So it's kind of interesting how we have the Byzantines on opposite sides. There was a chance it could have been Byzantine v. Byzantine. Someone says Lostville on Woodline. Who Lostville on Woodline? Eco KD. Oh, Valis. Oh, Valis killing a villager from Mentalist. Was that here then? All right. Well, thanks for saying T90 blind. Here we had a lot of scouts from Finland trying to do the same to Hera. So that was probably just communicated. So pain for Mentalist as he's down a villager. That hurts. Especially in the early game. And did I show that on screen? Imagine I did. That's an underrated strat, by the way. Is everyone group up your scouts together and use them in Dark Age here because everyone's so close. However, if your scouts have full HP, it's going to be even stronger in the feudal age too. So you definitely have to make sure the walls are down and everyone's protected. T90, is this the same map in which Rubenstock TC dropped both Hart and Hera years ago? And Leary. He TC dropped 3 people, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, the Legend of Rubenstock video started on this map. And we were talking about if he would do it here. I don't think he'll TC drop. I think he's just going to play standard. But I could see it even with the Goths. Because everyone's so close, right? So you can justify it. You don't need to run very far for the next person. So team walling starting. Walling towards those wood lines. I like the gate here from Valis. Everyone's on the way to feudal age. I expect a bunch of scouts and spearmen. I think only one player will have skirms, and that's probably going to be Chris. But we might even see double barrack spearmen here. I think it would actually make sense. Max and Rubenstock, both with their scouts here. Noticing Chris's walling. Where's the scout for Mentalist right now? Scout for Mentalist is in the middle. And there's a signal from Chris, and that's like, hey, I need to help you. And Hera is saying, hey, team, Mentalist, you don't go there, you come here. Hera loses his scout, though. Oh. Okay, Spearman on the way, though, for Chris. He is adding the range. Oh, but there's going to be 3 scouts for Finland here. They're going to actually fight off the Spearman. But how do they coordinate together, right? If you have 3 scouts, you fight that off yourself. It's like, guys, 3, 2, 1. We're all weak. Nah, you back away. Whatever noise that is, I don't even know what that is, actually. Does anyone know the noise when you make it to feudal? Is that something? Or is that just the noise? Anyways, it played a bunch of times right there. Well done from Chris. Well done, sorry, from Finland, though, to get a good team wall going. Both teams trying to get a team wall. I love this map. Byzantine Spearmen should be everywhere. Let's see how things pan out. Is Chris planning on a forward tower here? Looks like maybe he wants to tower that stone. I think it should be pretty easy for Rubenstock just to build a counter tower. But, I mean, Byzantine should have an advantage versus the Goths overall in general here. So, I would expect the, like, Rubenstock and Slam to maybe have rougher games than others. Tricky to find out where all the scouts are going. There's Hera's scouts being found by Max's scouts. And there's an early tower from Rubenstock, so he doesn't get completely overwhelmed here. I like this, though. Nice little chip away damage on the spears. And this is still open for Hera and his team. Slam also going skirms. So it's not cheaper for him, but he's got the skirms out there. Goth's kind of a throwaway pick for both players. You get Loom instantly. Kind of feels like it's beneficial in the early game. This is going to be a long series, probably going to Game 7. So it's understandable how they played this. Canada has more army right now. The only big takeaway I'm getting is that we have forward villagers from Chris. And Chris didn't tower before. Rubenstock thought he would, so he just made a tower. And now Rubenstock cannot counter tower this, right? So he has to just place house walls and palisades. And how am I supposed to cast this? This is like the most random mix of units ever. So good luck. I wish I could almost do team colors here to separate the teams. I'm just going to let you look at it and determine who's winning because I'm not entirely sure right now. But the tower does go up for Chris, and maybe he's determined to make more. Isn't on stone, though, so he cannot do that. Tower fire is going to be helpful in these fights. So every single Finnish player has to be careful not to stand too close to the tower. I think this whole fight was better for Finland, though. I'm seeing more spearmen out for Finland. Chris actually just doesn't have a lot of army at all. And, like, here, Hera takes an engagement, but again, there's still more spearmen there for Veleza. I don't know, though. By the way, Veleza's through. Veleza has chopped through. Slam is not chopped through. He didn't micro his lumberjacks through. Wow, okay. Rubenstock's going to be through. We know Chris is never going to leave. And this will eventually be a chop through for Mentalist, but they have to think about that. And I've seen this before, guys. I think, based on the scouting, oh, wow, they don't actually know where the chopping is right now for Slam as I look back to the fights. But they want to stone wall behind Slam. That's the idea, is not allow Slam to leave. Then Slam and Hera would both be stuck in the middle. So he's going to make outposts. But he's actually just missed it here. Veleza. And obviously he's doing other things as well. Like, he's not going to find the right spots because he's doing this. And he's losing a fight now, too. Oh, he needs to double check. But how can he focus on that when all of this is happening? We have a tower from Valis. Hera's looking to break through here. And there's not many yellow scouts on the field. In fact, there's just more army right now for Canada in general. There's army everywhere. Look at Slam spamming. Slam top score with Goths. And Valis, with full panic mode, needs to get his scouts out. But he traps his own scouts because he knows Hera could get through. Horrible for Finland. It'd be even worse, though, if Hera actually breaks through here, though. So you have to stop him from doing that. And, wow, everything fell apart there. Meanwhile, Outpost is up. And this has been spotted at the perfect time. You just place a couple stone walls there and you're fine. Hera's scouts still unable to break through. Max has 11 scouts to maybe be able to help. Hera doesn't have bloodlines yet. And Canada just looking to take the fight in the middle. They have not concerned themselves with the outside at all. Here, though, we have villagers from Valis that will be found by Mentalist. So Mentalist thinking about the outside, chopping through, will stonewall this off now and kill both of those villagers. Very well played from Mentalist. And crucial, right? Because we could see that that seems to be a big part of the strategy for Finland. Slam won't make it through. Hera wasn't even attempting to chop through, but the approach of staying in the middle has worked. Both he and Mentalist have done a much better job with the scouts. And, you know, eventually someone could break here for Finland, but they just haven't yet. Remember, Rubenstock's through. He's out now. And he looks like he's even adding spears. He's going to wall up so scouts don't run through there. Okay. Outposts continue for Veleza. He's probably like, okay, I guess Hera isn't trying to chop through or something. And he's going to place a tower back there so Slam can't even eventually chop through the other trees. So positive, obviously, right now for Finland is just the fact that Slam can't get gold. Big positive as well is Valis is going to be in castle. And Valis could get gold if he could find the gold, maybe make some knights. But I don't think Valis is going to be in a position to do that, really. He could maybe boom. Look at this. Tower from Chris, skirms everywhere, houses, defense, defense, defense for Finland. If they keep this out, they have a good chance. Max is now on the way to Castle Age as well. And Slam is on the way to Castle Age without gold. He can't get gold. Guys, if Hera would have made a lumber camp on this area, he would have been through, and then Slam could go that way, and it'd be fine. It's such a pro and con situation, I guess, because he probably had a better start because he placed the lumber camp closer and more efficiently to all this, but I just wonder if Canada's going to end up living to regret the fact they just can't get gold with all their players. Like, Valis is going to go Knights, or he's going to boom. But both, maybe. He's just going to drop a second TC for now. He doesn't know where the gold is, actually. He hasn't found any that someone isn't taking anyways. And Feudal Age Army is pretty massive, but we haven't actually seen anyone get through. As Slam soon has enough stone for a castle. Okay, he does now. Is he going to castle to get out? No, dude, you have to castle the front. Yeah. This is the way. Castle drop an area. That way you can definitely get through. And then it could be panic time for Finland. I like that from Slam a lot. Slam drops a castle. Once that's completed, this is going to open up eventually. Veleza doesn't have enough for a castle. Also, it's going to be kind of tricky to have an answer for Huskarls. And is there a hole there? There's their tree. Okay. Hera's trying to pressure on this side because it's Goths and Goths can't stonewall. It looks like a hole there to me. I'm going to assume there isn't, though, right? Because he would have plugged the gap or Hera would be through. Okay, just house walls galore here for the Goth player. Slam's castle is up. We have more stone walls behind all this. And Max is going to have to help out with stone walls. He's going to be going knights. Max is on golds. We have golds for Rubenstock. We have golds now for Valis, who actually will have the Vil lead for his team soon. Hera, still no gold income. He's going to be making light calf, which is fantastic, obviously. Let's see if he can do anything with it once they break through this house. You get the attack upgrades for free with Magyars. Your light calf are very cheap. Max is abandoning the middle. Yo! He's just straight up giving up on the middle. Hera's not going to expect that. He's looking. So Max is going to... He's going to full boom on the outside and just stonewall all of this. And Velez is doing the same. But if Hera gets in, guys, if Hera gets any of these through, this is disastrous. Oh, man. And the thing is, Finland has the eco lead. This is why Chaos Pit is such an epic map, man. This is so freaking cool. I'm worried about that gate, by the way. Like, that is a lot of light cav. If that gate opens, Veleza will have set the task for his villagers the other way. This should never open, but it can. Oh, stress me out. If anything, Hera should attack the lumber camp. Wow. Hera just didn't take gold. And look at these random stables from Rubenstock. Also, what the... Hello? What is this? A secret gathering of two enemy forces that are looking to collude against their government? Like, what? Why is Mentalist there? And why was Rubenstock there, too, at the same time? What a find. What a find for Finland. That was super weird. Meet me at the spot where I'm spinning in a circle. We could talk about things later. What in the world? Okay, stone walls over here now for Veleza. You know, Mentalist is going to be like, guys, I kind of got to go check the outside right now. Hera is out, by the way. So he might have been here for a bit longer than maybe I picked up on. So he's got the gold there. Slam 2. Just now dropping the TCs. But Finland, while they haven't fully abandoned their area, they have, you know, a pretty nice position on the outside. And this game will go late. Also, the sad news is this is probably going to be my last game casting the series, so I won't be able to finish the series because my buddy's got a birthday. But the good news is this is probably the best game and the one game from this series, which is like it screams YouTube video unique game all over it. Love this from Chris. You know, just the damage control needed here. And the villager opened the gate and he noticed it and left. And still Rubenstock's got a villager here. If you know Rubenstock, he could be very annoying. He's going to attempt to continue that. And remember, there's quite a decent amount of vision from Veleza on this area. And even had a couple spear just make sure that tower still stands. So there's a lot going on. Valis, he has kept Hera from breaking into his base. And China, sorry, not China. Canada has essentially just given up on trying to break someone in the middle, which is crazy. Velez is just now about to hit Castle Age. He does have 52 villagers, which isn't far off from a couple of the Canadian players. And I imagine his resources are going to be insane. He might even drop 5 TCs. Like, he's got 900 wood. I guess stone will be the issue, but he'll have 200 stone. He'll be okay there. This is Slam. He just saw these spearmen here. And I think the knights are actually going to add up. I really think they will. I think this villager building TCs here is going to be such a pain because this game will go Imperial. If Rubenstock could form a little colony over here to spam Goth infantry later, big problems for Canada possibly. I like how Max is getting an upgrade in the blacksmith Hera's destroying. I like how Hera's tried to destroy a lot. But also, how has Max gotten through with random knights? Max must have had army here. And Hera's got to track that now. And Max has just split up these knights to different areas of the economies, hoping that one won't be found. And Hera tracks it all. He's a really good teammate here, right? Well. That'll be annoying to Slam. And he reacts to that. Random blue units. Slam somehow got a Huskarl through. So that's going to have to be dealt with. And Hera's still not through on this side. 106 villagers for Valis. We can see now why he cut army production. This was all part of the plan. He's got 40 more villagers than Hera. Also, a little siege monk push from Mentalist on this side. Hoping I can follow this game properly. There's a lot going on. I think Rubenstock could probably hold against this, and it's important that he does. Valis stonewalling just in case. And now, you know, Mentalist trying to get more gold and expand. But there's knights here from Rubenstock. And more stonewalling from Veleza to ensure that there's no more expansion there. I mean, if you look at the outside, it's going to be a 60-40 situation in terms of gold control. And this is all with the fact that Valis is going to have a big imp army and a push that could go right to the middle soon. Like, Hera's not going imp anytime soon. If he gets flooded by cav archers here, look at all the eco he has. Look at all the eco his teammates have. Really important now that I think Chris does something. He's going to go cataphracts, it looks like. I don't know. But Chris is imping for Canada. This has been an awesome game. Rubenstock donates a knight there. Well played from Slam. Economy ahead for Finland. Yeah, don't click that link. I don't know if we have any mods. I can delete it. Thank you, chat. 375 eco versus 350. It's close. And then Canada's got the army, right? So the army can buy you time and bring you value in the long run. Not sure about Slam's army of skirmishers, but yeah. We have coinage now from Valis. And the tournament rules state that you can send resources to a teammate when you are an imp. That's the only time you can send resources in this tourney. And you can send it down too. So he could send it to a Castle Age player, which is what I assume he's going to do. I want to know if Canada has any clue Rubenstock's back there right now. I mean, maybe they think they killed the Vil there, but there's more. And there's barracks coming up, too. That's going to be so annoying, man. We'll have Imp for Slam, who's getting Anarchy, so we can spam infantry. I'm trying to see where the resources are being sent. This is just the market for the individual players. If there are resources sent, I'll see it. And the Magyar player is going to go Cav Archers, which hypes me up because Magyar Cav Archers are so rarely seen. And they're very strong. Stable upgrades are needed. No bloodlines just yet. And Hera's actually through. Hera's through. Talk about buying time. This is big. Big raids here. Castle for Valis. Could be denied. Echoes up. Echoes up. Hera's units will go down very quickly here now that Recurve Bow and Heavy Cav Archer is in. And there's a signal now from Mentalist. And they now see this. That Rubenstock is trying to build a base here. Or has started a base here. So I think Slam's going to try and put an end to this with this Huskarl spam. And he might. But we have a new TC for Rubenstock. He's not finished. Markets now for Veleza. So they're going to start to trade. And they basically have control of 3 out of the 4 corners, right? So they have that potential. And Hera's being raided by Max. How is Max getting through? Well, he's just sent the knights right through. That's what he's doing. Also, beautiful little statue here. The knight is currently spending time. Hera is trying to give his respects. But, oh man, that must be so frustrating for Team Canada. That, like, you've been trying to break in and fight in the middle for so long, and they've said, no, we don't want to do that. And then they just, like, show up when you're least expecting it. The TC for Rubenstock still here, by the way. Still making some pikes. So that's a new TC as well, so it looks like he'll stick around for a while. And then the Cav Archers over on this side, they're about to break through this wall. Like, that wall is going to go down really fast, and Mentalist is still in Castle Age. When I saw the... Still no blood... Oh, he's getting bloodlines. Okay. When I saw, as Rubenstock's losing his main base, Finland fleeing the middle with half of their players, 2 of their best players, you could argue, I was like, what? Also, Siege Tower from Slam! He's over the wall! He's over the wall, and he could deny a castle. That's huge! Veleza didn't expect it. I think the castle will complete with quick walls, but dang. Finland have the lead in this game. It's been an epic series. All the previous games have been great. The whole series has been back and forth. 2 of the best teams in Nations Cup in 2023. And the Treb push for Chris is no more, because there was some support there from Max. And Chris, trying to open with Cataphract, is a little ambitious. He was against Goths, though, so you can kind of understand it. But look at this. Hera's castle gets denied. And, I mean, the wall's going to get denied as well if Valis continues to move this way. And while the populations are still close, I'm still leaning more towards Finland based on how this is all playing out. Rubenstock is the most annoying little rat, and I say that in a good way, in this corner. You think you get rid of them all, and nope, he's back. And how are you going to trade right now? Like, all the gold income that you have right now at this stage of the game, you want to put into trade, ideally. You just cannot trade conveniently. You cannot siege tower trade, and you need a corner for efficient trade. Still random units from Slam, Mentalist, Chris, Hera, all trying to play catch-up here. But, I mean, how do you stop these army comps? Like, Hera's making... He's going to try and go Cav Archers. For now, I guess he's going to try some skirms. The Cataphracts are elite now for Veleza, and we know that Rex infantry. That was not the type of engagement that Chris was ever able to find. He made the Katas, was never engaging against infantry. Rubenstock still making more vills here. Still making more barracks. Mentalist is going to try and put a stop to this by just dropping a castle. But the Magyar Cav Archers with recurve bow, 7+5 attack. These are expensive upgrades, and they are also time-consuming to get to. And that's something Hera's trying to work his way through right now for his team. Max with Paladin now, by the way. So it's Paladin and Cav Archer here versus some inferior Cav Archers and Cataphracts. And the castle will go down for Chris eventually. Thankfully for him, he's Byzantines. And thankfully for Canada, they still have more army. A lot of that's Slam right now. It's just that Slam's got a lot of that here. I think they put a stop to it, though. Like, that's good. I think they will actually get rid of Rubenstock. But what if Rubenstock focuses on this side? Slam's got a lot of army over here, too. Rubenstock probably needs to go for his own Huskarls and or champions in this position. But, oh, God, now the Cataphracts are on Slam. Yeah, Valis has recurve bow. Sorry, I didn't answer that question. He's had full upgrades for a long time. So they're actually doing a moderately good job compared to other Cav Archers versus the Huskarls. Paladin, Cav Archer, running directly through the main eco of Chris. Chris has expanded a lot of that economy elsewhere, but his farming eco seems to be here. Same for Mentalist, same for Hera. The signal from Mentalist, if to say we've got elite Cataphracts here, this is another problem. Rubenstock still got 2 villagers there. Just hiding with... You know, I'm really focused on that. Big run in here from Slam, but the castles are already set up here for Finland. And Cav Archer Paladin, that combination will beat Goths. And Slam has to be in so many different spots right now. Like, he's the only player that could actually really help them. Hera's got 50 army now, but that's 40 skirms, right? And when Paladins and Huskarls can be on the field, that's not what you want. And that's due to the lack of gold, right? He has 11 on gold. Look at the amount on gold for Max right now, 58. That's 25 trade cards and more on the way. There's some areas you could maybe squeak through some gold like this here, but then if it gets castled, how long is that going to last? And continuous push here from Valis. Such a sick player. And a great series. Lovely map. I think we need to see it more. I don't think we need a Chaos Pit Cup, but it's one of the best team game maps. I think it's way better in team games than it is 1v1s, having seen a lot of it. I will also edit in, maybe we'll put some links in the description of other Chaos Pit games for YouTube audience later on, because you guys probably are going to want more. One was brought up by someone at the start of the series. It was the Legend of Rubenstock way back in the day where they used a completely different strat. I mean, even the skirms are just getting chewed up here, right? Hera he can't come back from this. Now, the eco for Rubenstock, it's not great. He had a lot of it here. Actually, it's really bad. Like, he needs to get with it here and maybe ask for some resources or expand his economy. But his team currently is pushing. Somehow Canada's got more population, though. Canada's not going away. I'm just not seeing them winning an area back. I guess, like, this is the exception. Right through this area. This is where they can push. I'd like to see stone walls for Finland there. I think that they should recognize that possibility. I don't think Valis knows he's losing villagers right now to the Hussars from Mentalist, for example. It's just stabilize, stabilize, stabilize. Also, still villagers here from Rubenstock. Some of these players could lose villagers and be fine for Finland. For example, 159 total economy for Veleza with 25 trade cards. Max, he's fine too. The Castle Fire and the army that's collected here will eventually deal with some of this. This is it. This is your moment for Canada. This is the comeback time. You have 78 army for Chris, and you've got the trebuchets. Plus Hera is here, plus you also have Slam. Now, what you want from Max is you want 30 Paladins to arrive, and you can maybe hold this position. If that doesn't come, it could be problematic. You see he's here. Great job from Mentalist, by the way, getting into just random nooks and crannies, even getting revenge against Ruben. But Ruben is still spamming Huskarls into their base from 3 barracks. That's a great castle that we called for earlier, right? Just to block this off a little bit more. Hera's Cav Archers are running into double castle here. I think he clicked them over here and they're pathing awkwardly. I don't truly know. Like, maybe he sees some stuff too, but he's focused here. He's losing his eco right now. This is not pretty. Here is Chris on his own. Well, no, he's not on his own. Hera's still there. But we have Veleza still pushing Slam on the other side, and Slam just can't be everywhere, man. Slam has had a really good game, all things considered. He got towered, he got walled out from the gold. But he just can't do it alone. Good finds from Hera in the end from the Cav Archers. Here come the Cav Archers from Valis. Paladins from Max are coming in as well. You won't see these castles go down most likely, because the Cav Archers will find the Treb kills, or the Paladins will soon after. Those Cav Archers are in the most annoying spot possible, but they'll probably eventually go down. Rubenstock still spamming random units from the barracks he has left. Finland take the population lead. Slam is losing his flank here. But just losing his base. He's going to lose his whole eco soon. And again, there's no trade for Canada. But Canada still has 100 more army. And I was wrong. The castle does go down here. Again, this is where you need, like, ideally, Chris, or if from Finland's position, you have the Cav Archers versus these Halbs, and then you have the Paladins versus the Skirms. And that's actually just what happened. Just as I was saying that. And then Paladin Cav Archer is better than just, like, the trash counter units. What a game. What a great game. This is a really fun one. I think, like, Canada has looked so well prepared for every map in this tourney. It's really going to be good for them that they had this game. Because, remember, win or lose this series, the losing team still is alive in this tournament and goes to the loser's bracket. And they're probably favorites to make their way to the grand final as well. But I think, due to that, obviously, if Canada win the next two games and then win this whole series, and they also learn this lesson and have some things to tweak on this map in the future, I think that's really good for their team. But now look at the eco count. The GGs are called. Canada taps out. And Finland go up 3-2 here in this winners final. Again, winner here moves on to the grand final. And they will start the series with one win. But man, what a great game. They fully abandoned their base, man. They had to work so hard, Finland, to keep Hera out. Hera's start was so good. Like, there was like 30 or 40 scouts, and there was spears, there was towers. Canada tried everything to break through, and they just said, come on in. But when we're ready, right? I timed that so nicely. I'll tell you what happens in most situations. Now, we know this, seeing the army and whatnot, to be a bad thing. But normally what happens is you realize you're going to lose this section of your eco. You wall up, you add more TCs. You just write off this eco as a war expense, okay? You say, those 10 or 15 villagers or 20 villagers, whatever, I'll collect what I can with them, and then they will eventually die. But to flee with everything you can, it made sense. It was like they waited till the last possible moment, too, and they had an eco lead because of that. And I think a really important part, by the way, it was Rubenstock sneaking through. I think Rubenstock sneaking through and being able to distract Mentalist and distract Slam and distract whoever was huge. Because there was a point in this game where Slam had a massive score for Canada. There were no elite cataphracts, and Slam would have pushed somewhere, but instead, he just had to deal with freaking annoying Rubenstock. Like, look at all the military that's here. We have, how many military units? Is it like 15? 20? And again, my point is that's population that could maybe be elsewhere. Rubenstock opened up some opportunities for his teammates with that. So, unfortunately, guys, I am going to head off. I have something planned. I won't be able to cast the last two games of the series, which sucks for me. It's very unique for me to not be able to finish it. But reality is I got to have some personal life sometime. You guys are probably like, personal life? What does that do for me? What does that do for my personal life? T90. But yeah, we'll, for the video's sake, have a spoiler here on who won this series. And we'll at least like include the first forecasts on the Extras channel in the description too. But yeah, Chaos Pit is awesome. I want to see more of it. The early stages of Nations Cup didn't actually have a lot of this map. It was banned out a lot. And this was just a perfect game.